Okay, you guys, we are at the 125K party. And normally at party streams, Ricky and I like to read some fan fiction together. But unfortunately, it has appeared as if we have read all of the fan fiction that exists about us too. There really wasn't that much. I don't know, why are more people not writing about me and Ricky dating? So instead, I decided that I would get ChatGPT to write a fan fiction about us. So we have a 10-chapter AI written fan fiction that we're about to read right now. It's honestly insane. We're gonna read it, and at the end, I'm gonna reveal what the prompt was, and that's what we're doing. So let me call Ricky.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is everything okay? You sound a little hoarse.
Actually, I do have a little bit of a hurt sore throat.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Does not sound too good.
All right, I just cleared my throat out. Do I sound better?
Oh yeah, wow. That worked really well. Okay, here we go. Chapter 1. Jenn and Ricky were hanging out at Ricky's house, playing video games and eating pizza. I'm totally gonna beat you this time, Jenn declared, her eyes glued to the screen. Ricky laughed, holding his controller confidently.
We'll see about that, Jenn.
Suddenly, there was a loud knock on the door.
Who could that be?
Ricky wondered, pausing the game. He opened the door to find a delivery person holding a huge box.
Special delivery for Ricky Dillon.
The delivery person announced, grinning from ear to ear. Ricky's eyes widened in excitement.
I wonder what it is.
He exclaimed, tearing open the box. Inside, there were fireworks of all shapes and colors. Wow, these are amazing, Jenn exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with delight. We should light one right here in the living room.
Whoa. Fireworks? Inside the house? Well, that sounds dangerous.
Ricky said nervously. But before he could stop her, Jenn had already lit a firework and set it off. There was a loud bang, and then a small fire started on the carpet. Chapter 2.
Jenn, what did you do?
Ricky yelled, panicking as he grabbed a nearby fire extinguisher. I thought it would be fun! I didn't know it would start a fire, Jenn cried, frantically trying to stomp out the flames with her feet. The fire was spreading quickly, and soon the whole room was filled with smoke. Ricky coughed and waved his hands, trying to clear the air.
We need to get out of here, Jenn. It's not safe.
Ricky shouted, grabbing her hand and pulling her towards the door. They managed to escape just in time before the fire consumed the entire house. Fire trucks arrived, and firefighters rushed in to put out the flames. As they stood outside watching the house burn down, Ricky couldn't help but feel grateful that they were both safe.
Jenn, that was crazy.
Ricky exclaimed, still in shock. I know, I'm so sorry. I guess I got a little too carried away with the fireworks, Jenn said, feeling guilty. But despite the chaos, they couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation. And as they watched the firefighters work, Ricky couldn't help but notice something strange.
Jenn, why is your hair smoking?
Ricky asked, pointing to her head. Jenn reached up and felt her hair, realizing that it was singed from the fire. Oh no, my hair! I spent hours on it this morning! Jenn groaned, feeling upset, but Ricky just smiled and pulled off his own burnt wig, revealing his bald head underneath.
Hey, at least we can be bald buddies now.
Ricky joked, trying to lighten the mood. Jenn couldn't help but laugh, feeling grateful to have such a supportive friend by her side. What the hell?
Huh.
Well, you're a really supportive friend, Ricky. I appreciate the
You're welcome.
wig. I don't know why you're bald, though.
Me either. Maybe I've already been another fire incident.
Chapter 3. After the fire incident, Jenn and Ricky decided to take a break from filming videos and focus on relaxing instead. They both needed some time to recover from the chaos of the previous day.
Hey, Jenn, do you want to try something different today? I heard about this new yoga pose called the back arch. It's supposed to be really good for stretching and relieving stress, Ricky suggested. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sure, that sounds fun, but I'm not very flexible, so I hope I don't break anything. Jen laughed nervously. They laid out their yoga mats in the living room and followed along with a tutorial video. Ricky was surprisingly flexible, effortlessly arching his back into a perfect curve.
Not with this scoliosis.
Wow, Ricky. You're like a human pretzel. How do you do that? Jen exclaimed, impressed.
It's all about practice and dedication. Here, let me help you with your form.
Ricky said, gently guiding Jen into the correct position. With Ricky's support, Jen managed to push through the pain and finally achieved the back arch pose. I did it! I can't believe it! Jen exclaimed, feeling proud of herself. Ricky smiled, feeling proud of her too.
See, I told you that you could do it. Now let's hold this pose for a few more seconds.
Ricky said, gently holding her hand. As they held the pose together, Jen couldn't help but feel a warm flutter in her chest. Maybe there was something more than just friendship between them after all. Chapter 4. 2 years had passed since the firework incident.
Whoa.
Or accident, I mean.
Time jump.
And Jen and Ricky's friendship had continued to grow stronger. That wasn't the only thing that grew either. Jen and Ricky's hair had grown back longer and more beautiful than ever before. They had a glow up. It was a Friday night and they decided to order some pizza and have a movie marathon. They both loved cheesy romantic comedies, and tonight they were going to watch all their favorites. As they snuggled up on the couch with their blankets and pillows, Ricky couldn't help but feel a little nervous.
Jen, there's something I've been wanting to tell you.
Ricky said, fidgeting with his fingers. What is it, Ricky? You can tell me anything, Jen replied, giving him a reassuring smile.
It's just, I've been thinking a lot about us over the years, and I realize that you mean more to me than just a friend. I really like you, Jen. Like, a lot.
Ricky confessed, his cheeks turning bright red. Jen felt her heart skip a beat as she processed Ricky's words. Could it be possible that he felt the same way about her? Ricky, I don't know what to say, Jen stammered, feeling a mixture of excitement and fear. But before she could say anything else, there was a knock on the door. It was the pizza delivery guy with their order of extra cheesy pepperoni pizza.
Woo! Saved by the pizza!
Ricky joked, trying to lighten the mood. But as they ate their pizza and watched the movie, Jen couldn't shake the feeling that something had changed between them. Maybe this was the beginning of something new and exciting. Chapter 5. The next day, Jen and Ricky decided to go for a walk in the park. As they walked along the winding paths, the sun shining down on them, Jen couldn't help but feel like this was the perfect time to continue their conversation from last night. Hey, Ricky, I've been thinking about what you said last night, and I want you to know, Jen said, pausing to take a deep breath. Ricky's eyes widened in suspense. What was Jen about to say? Just as Jen was about to confess her true feelings, she was interrupted by a loud explosion coming from a nearby fireworks stand. What the fuck? Oh no, not again, Jen exclaimed, feeling a sense of deja vu. But before they could react, a stray firework shot towards them, exploding right in front of them.
Watch out!
Ricky shouted, pulling Jen out of the way just in time. But the explosion was so powerful that it knocked them both to the ground. When they finally managed to get up, they realized that Ricky's hair was on fire. Ricky, your hair! It's on fire! Jen screamed, panicking as she frantically tried to pat out the flames. But it was too late. Ricky's hair was completely engulfed in flames, burning off until he was left completely bald.
Oh no, my hair! I spent years growing it out.
Ricky cried, feeling devastated. Don't worry, Ricky. You still look handsome, even without hair, Jen reassured him, giving him a comforting hug. As they walked home together, Ricky couldn't help but feel grateful to have Jen by his side, no matter what. Chapter 6. As they arrived home, Ricky couldn't shake the feeling of sadness that lingered in the air. He missed his hair more than he thought he would, and he couldn't help but feel a little insecure about his new bald look. But Jen was determined to cheer him up. She suggested that they have a fun makeover day, where they could try out different hairstyles and outfits. Come on, Ricky, let's turn this frown upside down, Jen exclaimed, dragging him towards the bathroom. They spent the whole day experimenting with different looks, from wigs to hats to funky accessories. Ricky bought a new wig to cover up his bald head. Wow, Ricky, you look amazing, Jen exclaimed, snapping a selfie of them together. Ricky couldn't help but smile, feeling grateful to have such a supportive friend by his side.
Thanks, Jen. I don't know what I would do without you,
Ricky said, feeling touched by her kindness. And as they goofed around and took silly pictures, Ricky realized that maybe being bald wasn't so bad after all. As long as he had Jen by his side, He could face anything. Chapter 7. A few days later, Jenn and Ricky decided to have a picnic in the park. They packed a basket full of their favorite snacks and drinks and set off for a day of fun in the sun. As they laid out their blanket and spread out their feast, Jenn couldn't help but feel a sense of happiness wash over her. She wanted to tell Ricky how she really felt, but she was too scared to take the plunge. Hey, Ricky. There's something I've been wanting to tell you, Jenn said, feeling nervous.
What is it, Jen? You can tell me anything.
Ricky replied, giving her a reassuring smile. But before Jenn could say anything else, a bird swooped down from the sky, snatching off the new wig Ricky had just bought the day before. With the flap of its wings, the bird flew off into the distance, leaving Ricky's bald head exposed for all to see. Jenn gasped in shock, her eyes widening. Ricky! Your wig! She exclaimed, pointing towards the disappearing bird. Ricky stared in disbelief, his hands reaching up to touch his smooth scalp.
My wig!
He screamed, his face turning red with embarrassment. Chapter 8. It's okay, Ricky. You look great bald. Let's just continue to enjoy our picnic together, Jenn said, trying to lighten the mood and bring back the good vibes from before.
Thanks, Jen. You always know how to make me feel better.
Ricky said, giving her a hug.
Not a hug. Sorry.
It's kind of friend-zoney, like, I don't know.
Well, it just reminded me of your favorite sentence. Now, what were you going to tell me?
Just as Jenn began to open her mouth to tell Ricky how she felt, another loud explosion echoed through the air, causing them to jump in alarm. Not again! Jenn cried out, her heart racing with fear. Ricky looked around frantically, trying to pinpoint the source of the explosion.
I hope it's not another firework.
He muttered, his brow furrowed with worry. But as they cautiously looked around, they were relieved to find that it was just a harmless firework display far away in the distance. Oh my god.
Phew. Looks like we're safe this time,
Ricky said with a sigh of relief, his tense shoulders relaxing. Chapter 9. Relieved that the explosion was nothing to worry about, Jenn and Ricky settled back onto their picnic blanket. But just as they began to relax, they heard a strange noise coming from the nearby bushes. What was that? Jenn whispered, her eyes wide with curiosity. Ricky shrugged, his heart still racing from the earlier scare.
I don't know, but we better check it out.
Together, they cautiously approached the bushes and were greeted by the sight of a tiny talking squirrel wearing a top hat and a monocle.
Huh.
Greetings, humans. I am Sir Reginald von Nuttington III.
The squirrel announced.
I have a message for you.
Despite their skepticism, Jenn and Ricky found themselves intrigued by this dapper squirrel. So, they decided to hear what Sir Reginald von Nuttington III had to say. I don't know where the name is crazy.
The path to love is never straightforward. Sometimes it takes a leap of faith to discover what truly matters.
Wow.
With those cryptic words hanging in the air, Jenn knew what she had to do. Chapter 10. Determined to seize the moment, Jenn turned to Ricky, bracing herself for what she was about to say. Ricky, there's something I need to tell you, Jenn began, her voice trembling with nervousness. Ricky looked at her expectantly, his eyes filled with anticipation. Taking a deep breath, Jenn summoned all her courage and spoke from the heart. Ricky, ever since that first day we met, I've felt something special between us. You're more than just a friend to me. You're the person who makes me laugh when I'm sad, who listens when I need someone to talk to, and who has been by my side through thick and thin. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I really, truly like you. Silence hung in the air as Ricky processed Jenn's confession, his expression unreadable. But before Jenn could start to panic, Ricky's face broke into a wide grin, his eyes shining with joy.
Jen, I've been waiting for you to say that for so long.
Ricky exclaimed, his voice filled with happiness. And with that, all the tension melted away as Jenn and Ricky wrapped each other in a tight embrace, feeling a rush of relief and joy wash over them.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow. What a beautiful story.
I know. My whole chat's saying so, no kiss.
That was good.
He was pretty good. I mean, there was a lot that stopped us from getting to this final confession in chapter
Yeah.
10. So we kind of really built up to this big moment here at the end. Like, I don't know. Maybe AI is going to take over. Okay, so this is the prompt that I wrote, you guys. I wrote, write a 10-chapter fan fiction about YouTubers Jenn McAllister and Ricky Dillon. Make the fan fiction sound like it was written by a 10-year-old. Okay, I want to... I'm going to talk about this because I wrote so many different things here, like to try and get it sound more authentic, okay? I also said include a lot of dialogue between the two characters because without that, we weren't really talking to each other. So I needed to include that line so there's like a lot of chatter. Make sure each chapter is long by including a lot of extra details. This was hard. I had to write this like a bunch of different ways for it to genuinely write something really long. It actually took a lot. Okay, and then this is where I got the firework info from, and this is why I think there was 3 firework explosions because I wrote, 1 chapter should include Jenn lighting a firework inside of a house and starting a fire, causing Ricky's hair to catch on fire, leaving him bald. But for some reason, my hair caught on fire in the first one, and you were wearing a wig and you were bald underneath.
Yeah, where did that come from? That's
I
funny.
don't know. I actually could not believe that when I read it back because I thought it was so funny and it just spit that out. Another chapter should include Ricky and Jenn trying a new yoga pose called the back arch. So that was all me. Then I wrote
I bet the squirrel came from the extremely bizarre.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. I wrote make some parts of the story extremely bizarre, and I think that's where Sir, what the hell is his name?
Sir Nuttington or something.
Yeah. I guess that's where that came from. And then I had to make sure that all wrapped up at the end by saying the story should end with a beautiful romantic moment. So yeah, that was the prompt. I put this into Chat GPT multiple times until I got a really good one. This was really good, but I feel like nothing will truly replace an authentic fan fiction from 2014. Ricky, thank you so much for reading this fan fiction with me.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Of
Hope I get the
course.
part.
We'll get back to you in a few days and let you know.
Okay.
Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please write some more fan fiction about me and Ricky. Seriously, we need more of that out there. We need more of it, okay? I will be searching the internet every once in a while for some more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, YouTube.